Throughout your journey as a creative, you may reach a point where you feel a spark. A spark to reinvent your creative identity and finally start chipping away at the ideas buried in the back of your head. The process from talking about the things that creatively excite you to actively working those ideas into fruition takes patience. No matter what your creative endeavor holds, big or small scale, the decision to act can feel isolating and intimidating. Last fall, I flew to Amsterdam with Liam and the rest of the Create More Studios team to document 3 breakthrough moments all under the same roof. As someone who is inspired by the act of doing, I felt like this was a story that could shed some light on the process of making your creative aspirations come to life. This is not a story about dropping everything and taking that triumphant leap of faith to chase your dreams, but more about how the intentional decisions you make in your life can build your creative community and self-confidence to create more.
I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Keep it cool, keep it cool.
Keep it cool,
Keep it cool,
bro.
keep it cool. Oh. It's a little chilly.
When you look back on the trip, you're like, wow, that's exactly what happened. And we've seen that ball rolling for the past, 9, 10 months now. And that's led us to sitting here talking on this canal. And
From January to now, like, we're all doing something so different because of that trip. Like, we were having a conversation with Christian. We think you'd be a really good artist manager. Or Sam was like, I think you'd be a good interviewer.
I remember that you guys, yeah, I think you'd definitely be a good artist manager. Like, that's what you should look into doing. Maybe that's where your skills meet the space that you're interested in. Mm-hmm. And at first I was like, damn, like, I've never thought about that. Not once have I thought that I would even be able to play in that space. But the minute that, you guys bring that up, it was on my head being like, oh, maybe that is a good place to just like start. Maybe that's a good place to like get experience and figure out what this is like. And that's what we did. We picked that inspiration, we ran with it.
When you guys were creating the group and you're thinking about the intention, okay, we want to release music, you then, by way of chance or universe, whatever you want to call it, you met Christian. Tell me about that relationship between, okay, we have the art, but we recognize there's more than just the art. What did you see him being helpful with, and why do you think it's important to have someone like Christian in your group?
Well, I think for both of us, like, we just like being musicians. Very good at writing and producing stuff, but there's like a whole business side, especially nowadays. When you can only like write great music, that's not enough. Like you need like the networking skills, the business skills, the management skills, all this kind of stuff. And I think in our previous projects, we were like pretty good at writing and performing, but then when it came up to like really fixing things, we had no clue. And it's just like, that's where it all ended. We had no idea how to create shows.
So you're not naive, you're like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. No idea how do you get shows.
Especially I don't like that.
You just want to make music.
yeah, but it's not enough. Then we were talking with Chris and it was like, okay, maybe you know pretty well what to do. But just needed like a third person to
I
get like
think
all
he
these
gave us a lot of
questions
structure. That was really nice. He
Yeah.
said like, no, but you already got this done, and you got this done, and what do you want to do? And that was super cool, I think. The thing I like the most was that he has always said that like the music is your part, so I'm not gonna.
It's up to you.
How do you say bemoei?
Yeah, I don't want to be involved
with
that.
that.
Songs you write, it's just up to you.
Yeah, I like. Yeah,
it's very
I like
refreshing.
Okay. You need a hand? I have something. For you. Alright, y'all. I wanted to get something that was like, hey, it's all about that next step. So I got y'all a little something.
That's amazing.
A little bit.
Oh my god.
Christian, what did you do?
I don't know, man. Check it out.
I need to sign already.
To Paris, Hollywood, taking the next step.
We were talking about the next step, right?
We're talking about the next step.
The video's already seen the front. But we don't. Studio Duramsky. That's the thing. Oh my god. This is too sick.
Alright, come on.
Holy fuck.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on.
Thank you so much.
Come on, man.
Really
It was like we needed something to be
It's
like,
the
hey,
exact
we're
sign.
here. Art stuff like this, and the minute I saw it, I was like, yo, let's have him make that sign. We're gonna put it up on the stage when you guys perform, and it's gonna be like, hey, look, we're taking that step. It's serious. We're
But
taking
he
that
also
step.
made it literally by
I think in general we were kind of done with the more supportive role, like as a bass player, just standing in the back, and as a key player they expect you to play exactly what has to be played. I think we both wanted to discover what's happening when we are actually like in the front role. There's no one we can stand behind, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, we both like dance music,
Yeah.
not just electronic dance, music you can dance on.
Yeah.
I think that's
Very
where we
broad.
connected on.
Yeah, I feel like you guys have like you thought about every detail going into it, like light, sound, everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're worried about? Any other things that are like big highlights you're really looking forward to?
Well, I'm really looking forward to everything coming together. Like we
Yeah.
invited a lot of people. We had like the lights doing ourselves, the music, production, writing, singing, performing, getting the stage, like decorating. And tomorrow it's just like we're just standing there. It's happening.
I'm a little bit nervous about the reaction of the crowd because we think it's like a party act, but
Yeah.
we don't know if it's a party act. So
Do you think that's gonna affect how you perform, or is it just like
no, I just talked to Teun today. We put so much effort in it, and it has become so weird that it's more like an art project. That it's like you either love it or hate it.
You're presenting
So
it.
we're presenting
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we
yeah,
practice
yeah,
and what we
exactly.
want to do. So
Exactly.
I think that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, the minute that I knew that I was like planning this show in my head, I didn't even think that we were gonna need an opener, right? Or I didn't even think that we need anybody else who was gonna perform. I thought it was just gonna be, hey, we're gonna put the artist up there. And the second that the conversation started where it was saying, hey, maybe let's bring in a DJ or let's bring in someone to open, get the crowd dancing a little bit, there's only one person who like hopped into my mind and was like, oh, I just have to get DJ Soggy here, play some of that like funky stuff that we listened to, that we grew to anyway,
Yeah.
get the crowd going, and it'll be insane. And I know you were a little bit hesitant at first, and you're like, oh, like, I don't know, like maybe not. And
I was folded.
I was like, hey, like, by the way,
Imagine.
the show is set up. The opening spot is yours.
I know, bro. You're like, hey, man. All you gotta say is yes. It's been so evident throughout this conversation, but just having like the community and people around you that like can
big
do
time.
this, not do this for you, but inspire you. Like Sam being able to inspire us. So, like, you don't have to do this as a career, but if you have this feeling and this creative inspiration, chase it.
And I'm gonna hit that and go. Boys, boys, boys.
Having a project or a deadline or a goal to work towards is so good because, like, I've DJ'd for a few years, but I haven't really DJ'd that much because there wasn't, and it was, you know, my own fault too for not pursuing things. But there
wasn't something.
Yeah, I wasn't just gonna
You weren't working
rip. I wasn't
towards
gonna rip a DJ set when I didn't have anything planned for the next 6 months.
Exactly.
But then once I had, like, okay, you have the show.
Heaven and Hate Boys DJ all the way from New York City. Give it up for DJ Soggy!
And then the same thing for you. Like, okay, I have the show. let's figure it out. Now I have a goal. Now I have things to work on. You're like, okay, I started managing these guys. We have to do something now.
It's like kind of taking this like broad ambition or this broad interest and saying, what does it like concretely look like as a goal? Or what does that really, really look like as a goal? Because then that puts into perspective where you need to put your time, where you need to put your effort, and kind of motivates you to do that.
I never really know how to navigate the conversation when people are like, oh, do you DJ? You're a DJ. That's something I'd love to do. It's not like, oh, I need to do Mirage headliner. It's like, it's something I enjoy doing and I really want to be good at, but it's like, again, I struggle to find the identity aspect of it. Because sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just being too shy and I'm not like committing enough. Maybe I'm scared, so I just kind of dabble in it amateurly to get that little fix, but never go too far. But then sometimes I'm like, it doesn't need to be like a full-time career off the rip, right? Same thing with making music, same thing with you managing. It's like, so it's interesting to navigate that when I feel like other people are, not in like a bad way or negative way, it's like other people are like expecting you to have this identity built around this creative endeavor. Was that everything you expected? Did a big part? You did a big part too.
It was what I expected, and it went way more according to what I thought it was going to go. Like the vibe that was there was what I was going for, and that's all. You nailed it.